The video you're watching is concerning Rust Legacy, a video game that was distributed through Steam for Facepunch Studios from Christmas 2013 to Christmas 2016. We're looking at storage solutions in the game that are commonly in use and maybe uncommonly in use. On the left we see a large storage box, which is depicted as being three cube-shaped boxes. On the right, we see one that's more rectangle, and it's called a small storage box, or small wooden storage box. In it, when we look inside of it, we see a 3x4 matrix, or 12 places to put things. When we look at this one, we see the same pattern, but it's 3 times over, which we can demonstrate by moving something in, sliding this down 1 time, and then doing it again, and sliding it down again, showing us that we have 3 of them, or the equivalent. Originally in the video game, when it was released just right at the end of 2013, it used a box like you'd see on the left, well, one of the 3 little boxes, to be the box on the right. Once they found out that that would clip through the bottoms of things and cause some problems, they made one that was almost exactly half as tall, and instead of it being a cube-shaped crate, they used what amounts to really just an apple box. These are rather common at the time if you're not aware of it. Now, again, over here, this one has 12 storage areas, a 3x4 matrix. Now I'm going to show you a microbasing thing I've done over here. Now, I want to point out, in most of the servers that are available now, if you do what I'm doing here, it won't work, or it'll complain, or maybe you'll get banned for it because they'll claim you're cheating somehow by doing what you would do in reality, which is find a place that's hard to find, very well defended, and more importantly, you don't have to build anything, you just have to put stuff in it like I did here. And then they'd say you're trying to clip into the rocks, which honestly, I wouldn't bother living in a rock, even if it would make me invincible. I would live between rocks because that's what I do if I can. Anyway, storage solution and or items. This is pretty much everything you want to throw into a base except for the sleeping bag or bed or something like that. We have our first item that we don't really think of as a storage solution, the campfire, which allows you to put food that's cooked up here and not cooked, as well as throwing in charcoal and wood. You can store as much as you could for any item, it's just that it's specific of the type, and obviously specific in purpose. Then we have the furnace, which is a 3x3 matrix, which stores anything burnable. I've been able to burn, low grade or planks or all sorts of stuff. It's almost like it's a garbage bin to burn things in. You could almost use it as a recycler almost, in a way you are. Same thing with anything else that burns. It will make something out of it. But in here you can store food, blah, 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 blah. And instead of it being a 3x3, it's a 3x2 and then 2 more. So next we look over here to the repair bench, where we can't put everything in there. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, it'll let you just stick arbitrary things in it. So yeah, you can store things there. And then now we get to the overpowered item that obviously has to have some sort of caveat. When we go here, we get a 3x1 matrix. 4 of those down in there take up a lot less space on the floor or in a building or on a foundation than one of those little storage boxes out there. And that's the equivalent to it. In fact, you can store a lot that way. Now, of course, what is the thing that was done to quote-unquote balance it? Remember, again, if you're dealing with a survival situation, there isn't any decay rate that's worth paying attention to for the majority of what you're dealing with in reality, and I object to that being done in video games, just like I object to not being able to build underneath rocks most of the time. Thankfully, you can sometimes. I'll get to that in a minute. But yeah, the equivalent to all 4 of those little bags is this one box here, and this one, if you were to cover the same surface area this does with those little bags, you could store more, maybe more matter than you could with this box. Now, here are the caveats again. Decay, as I mentioned. In-game, the game will decay these much more rapidly. Again, unless you're on a server where they have very, very low decay rate. They want to have you put these onto a foundation instead of just tucking them away, hiding them someplace. I've seen some servers ban the use of them. They call them loot bags, even though technically when you throw stuff out, the thing that falls out, that is a loot bag. This is not a loot bag or a loot sack. These are small stashes. In fact, I think that's what it's called when we look it up in the utility for uh, excuse me, I'm a little stuck again. When we do a utility in here for making one, we can look up loot sack. I think it's down here in the leather area. Small stash, excuse me. Yeah, it's 10 leather. So yeah. So anyway, again, anything can be a storage unit if you're brave enough. Next, the little loot stashes will decay faster, but they can take up less space. And this one versus this one, the one on the left is obviously better. This one holds, again, 12 storage areas in it, a 3x4 matrix, and the other one stores triple that, and those over there just store 1/4 of the small one, or box. Next, on some of the player versus environment servers, they have almost no decay rate, or they have very long wipe cycles, like up to several months. This means that the wipe being long duration or the decay rate being lowered, effectively there's no real decay, so you can use these for a very long period of time. So anyway, that's the information on storage solutions, or what there is of them, inside the game Rust Legacy, a game that was distributed through Steam from 2013 Christmas time to 2016 Christmas time for the developer Facepunch. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that, and I hope this YouTube video has been useful to some of you. Bye.